Welcome back, friends. This is Rohit Devangan, again welcoming you back for this part of the series, which is pre-created screener. So what is pre-created screener? So there are a lot of strategies which are time-tested, created by some genius mind, and they tend to give pretty reliable results if they are used well, right? So our attempt in terms of giving you a very high quality solution is to create a lot of these pre-created screeners and make them readily available to you. So far we have more than thousands of such strategies. Let's see what those strategies could be. It's like one of them common strategy is 50 into 200 moving average crossover, which is also called golden crossover, which is used by a lot of institutional users for long-term trade. Then there can be a basically price action pattern, which is ascending triangle breakout. Again, a very powerful strategy, which is pre-created and ready to use by our users like you. We have some other patterns like double bottom patterns, head and shoulder, and many more patterns which we'll be seeing in coming slides. Then we have certain technical indicator based patterns like MACD bullish crossover, very well time tested, used and trusted by a lot of analysts, right? And there are a lot of things which are more than that, right? So before I go into a lot of PowerPoint presentation, let me take you where these screeners and how things are there. So first thing what we have done, as you may have seen in the previous slides also, or previous part of this playlist also, is all those important or generic features which are common to all the users are available here, and we have tried to segregate into such a way that it's very easy, intuitive to understand. For example, let's say if we want to look at RSI screeners, right? So RSI are typically oscillators which are overbought and oversold. So when you click here, you'll get all those important strategies which are available, pre-created strategies available over a lot of time frames. Starting from daily, weekly, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and so on and so forth, right? So a lot of these things are there. So this is one way where you could very easily go and get the screener of your choice. For example, let's go and look at all those stocks which are overbought, right? So when you go and look at this one, right? So you'll find all those stocks which are overbought on the period, on a particular stock basket. We'll see what those stock baskets and periods are in coming slides, right? So that's number one. Number two is basically this is one way of doing it. The second way of doing is, rather than navigating over here, some of you are more familiar or more accustomed to go through search, right? So let's say if you are looking for something like let's say Chaikin money flow, right? So everything related to Chaikin money flow will come here. But there's a caveat, right? So let's say you are looking at, say, CHAI. Then, as the name suggests, right, this is such a stock / screener. So if you are purely interested in a screeners only, then what you can do is you can narrow down your search only to screeners, and then when you type, let's say, Chaikin, then you'll get Chaikin directly, right? So that's a faster and more user-friendly approach to find a particular screener, right, of your choice. So again, going back, let's say we go back to Bollinger Band, right? And then there are a lot of Bollinger Band related screeners available, right? So this is one way where you can get anything of your choice related to Bollinger Band, which is available. A few dozens of them are available here, right? Or if you want to go with the real simplistic way, then you can go here, go into overlays, and then that's where you'll get the Bollinger Band thing. So when you click on Bollinger Band, you'll find the screeners here. If you are well versed with these patterns, great. If you need some more help and support, then there's some tutorials also which we'll see in coming slides. So this is typical navigation. This is typical navigation of finding the pre-created strategies, right? So they are arranged into TSR strength index. Don't worry what this is, we'll have a separate slide for this. Candlestick patterns, all those patterns, about 70-80 patterns we have Heikinashi, we have quite a few set of patterns. Then also what we have tried to do is we have tried to keep the icons as intuitive as possible, like these are chart patterns, right? And so it typically looks like a W or double bottom pattern. So when you go over there, you get there, you'll get all those patterns, double bottom or head and shoulder or triangle. Quite a few patterns are there, right? So this is typical way we have arranged these pre-created screeners or the menu bar. Then next is what we will be looking for is stock basket, right? So for example, if you are looking for something, well, let's go back into something different this time. Let's say we go to a bullish screener, and for example, we are looking at gap up, right? So when you look at gap up, so the stock list which comes out here is the most searched in TSR. So we have made this as FNO. When I say FNO, these are the stocks which trades into cash as well as future and option segment, right? So all these stocks are there. So about 200 odd stocks are there in Indian market, right? Or you can even change it to a bigger universe, let's say like a NSE 500. So you'll see that all the stocks which are meeting this criteria for of bullish cap up in NSE 500, you'll get there, right? So this is the way you can choose your universe. Some of you may be interested only in mid cap, some in small cap, some in micro cap, or some may even be interested only in a particular sector or a industry, right? So for example, let's try to see how we can search for. So these are all the indices which are available in the system. Then if you are interested only in, let's say, finance stocks, right, financial stocks, so just go and click on financial stocks. So you'll get all those gap up which are formed on financial stocks, right? So if you see IFL is one of them, when you click on this, you'll see a small gap up is there, right? Or the second one, there's a small gap up. The quality of stocks are not that great, all the stocks, but when you look at Ascom, maybe that may be slightly better. Again, there's a gap up which like I think it's hitting upper circuit quite frequently, right? Or if you want to go and look at some other industry, let's say automobile industry, then you'll get, okay, there's no stock today on of this kind, right, in automobile. But the idea is that you can choose your universe, whichever universe you trade with, whether it is sector, industry, or particular indices or market cap, you can get there. Also, what you can do is you can create your own universe. Your own universe would be like a watch list. So you create certain watch lists. So you have an option of choosing from any watch list. So this is one of the, these stocks are part of one or more watch list, right, which is created for one of the demo purpose. So when you look at the Tata Invest, you'll see that there's a gap up here. So that's another way of looking at it. Also, you have a capability of searching on a particular portfolio or a particular watch list. So one is that it searches all your watch list. Some of our users have multiple watch lists, and they have requested that, you know, we want to search only on a particular watch list. So you have an option of, let's say, all testing, right? So this is searching only from all testing watch list. If you go to all watch list, you'll find bigger set of stocks, right? So that's pretty much about stock basket. It gives you flexibility, or it gives you universe where you want to filter your stocks. The next one is multiple ticks. So apart from the stock baskets, right, you have an option. Same thing. If you remember, like in the previous slide, we have seen that you can choose from various different ticks. So this is one option. So in this case, we'll take it to a different one. Let's say we go to engulfing now. In the engulfing, you have option of changing it to any tick. So engulfing is created on this on daily tick. Let's say you are more of an intraday trader and you're looking at 30 minutes period. Then you click on 30 minutes. So this engulfing are created on 30 minutes, right? So you have an option of changing or using any of the ticks available in the system, right? So regarding certain questions which keep coming, right? Why do I see limited ticks? So why don't I see certain ticks, right? So we have two broad categories of plan. One is EOD and second is live, and we have a separate section for subscription, right, where you have details of your entitlements in this space. The next one is auto refresh. So this is one of the most unique feature in the system, right? So let's say you are in front of machine or your PC, and then maybe you are concentrating fully, or maybe this is something you are doing along with some other work, right? So whenever data is refreshed, we refresh data every 5 minutes with real-time data from Exchange. Whenever data is refreshed, right, the screen gets automatically refreshed. What that means is you don't have to go and click that refresh to see the next set of stocks, right? And also you'll get a very you'll also get a sound alert which you can customize, which is part of a later part of the slide where you can customize all these things. But the point here is you don't have to refresh every 5 minutes to see what new stocks is added or what is the result of the latest run, right? So that is automatically done. Now, apart from that, so that's a very common feature you'll find in a lot of tools which are available. We have gone one step ahead, wherein we not only show the auto refresh, but we also tell you that which stocks are added in the latest run. Let's say you are running running a screener, right? Your favorite screener. Sometimes it happens that the condition is met at 9:15, 9:30, and the same conditions continues to be there till 3:30, right? So same stocks keep popping up and takes a pretty important part of your limited screen area, right? So you may not be much interested in that. You may be interested in something which has just met the criteria, right? So to solve that particular problem, what we have done is anything which gets added in the latest run is shown in green color. Anything which was there in the previous run is shown in white, and red. Red is something which was there in the previous runs but no longer part of this. Now, some of you may be asking that why do you show something which doesn't exist? The answer to that is basically a lot of you may be monitoring a particular stock which has met the criteria to see some additional condition, or maybe looking for a great entry point or exit point, right? So if that condition, or if the primary condition is not met, right, so that comes out here. So this gives you an opportunity of deleting it from your chart where you're monitoring, or maybe removing from your trade order or something, right? So that's where it is there. So it's harmless. Even if you don't need it, it's harmless, but to a lot of people it gives a lot of value, right? So the key is we give color coding to it. Auto refresh is there. We give color coding to give weightage or importance to something which is recently added from your last run. Okay. Then the next part of pre-created screener is time machine. So what is time machine? So basically, before you go and have a strategy or your favorite strategy, right? Ideally, you go through various iterations to see whether your strategy or the strategy on which you are relying on, is it really a good strategy or not? So one way is like you have those things, export to CSV, monitor it manually, and then see that is the strategy good or not. That's one way. The second way is, which we call as time machine, is part of our backtest suite. You can just go back in the history. You can go back in the history and see that okay, bullish engulfing pattern is a good pattern, but how reliable it is. So let me quickly take you to the simplest tick, which is daily, easy to understand and comprehend compared to certain intraday ticks. So these are certain stocks which fulfills the criteria of bullish engulfing as we speak on today, right? Now, if you want to see the same thing on let's say 10 days back, right? So you can go to P minus 10. When you go and P minus 10, it tells you that on 23rd Feb, what were the stocks which formed bullish engulfing. So when you go and look at them on 23rd Feb, so when you look at 23rd Feb, I think this is the date bullish engulfing was formed here, right? Similarly, you can go and look at maybe P minus 20, 20 days back. So you can go back in the history to see, what is the reliability of these indicators. The general problem with especially new users is they go watch or study a good book, or watch a good video, and they get too much excited that okay, I have found the magic tool, right? But this is something which can give you more reality check, because no indicator or no pattern or no strategy is 100%, right? So it can be 50, 60, 70, 80%, whatever that strategy is. So this can help you to give reality check. Now, apart from this thing, right, there are a few more things which we do. So backtest is something where you go back in the history and see that, how good it is. Now, apart from generally displaying what these stocks are, right, we also give you certain additional information out here, whether this engulfing is happening in downtrend or uptrend, right? So let's say if it is happening in uptrend with a good volume, then it can be a great continuation pattern, right? So when you look at this one, so it is forming at slightly, it's on an upward trajectory. It's forming with good volume, right? So this can be like, it's likely to continue for some more time. Perhaps it has broken, it has broken this particular resistance, is likely to go up to this level, right? So these are certain additional value added things that we also provide, right? Same thing, you can go back in the history of P minus 10 to see whether such conditions, what were the days where such conditions were met. So you go back in the uptrend, or this time let's go to downtrend, right? In downtrend, what were the stocks? So like arrow green was one of them with good volume. So let's see on 23rd this pattern was formed with good volume, and then it's the same stock that we saw, right? Bharat Wire on 23rd, again not a great stock, right? So this helps you. Backtesting will help you to validate your concepts or validate your trust in a certain pattern or strategy. Okay, so what we have seen is the backtesting module. The next one is navigate result in chart. This is one of the most unique feature that we have in our system. Is very much liked by you, and extremely good feedback we got on this, right? So what this particular thing is, let's go back into the latest one, easy to comprehend, right? So basically the results which are coming of bullish engulfing on, let's say, NSE 500 stocks, right? We get about 17 stocks out here. The first stock that we get is RT Industry. So when you look at RT Industry, right, so you get this results of RT Industry. Now, sometimes there's a challenge that, chart takes most of the time, and then you lose some of the information. So what you can see is you can move the charts as per your convenience to see what are the other parameters. In this case, it's engulfing, so there are few limited parameters. Obviously, you have an option of setting your own columns, which will have a separate video on that, right? So the first result is RT Industry. You have looked at RT Industry, it looks good. Then generally what happens is there are different tools. One tool you rely for screeners, another tool for alert, third for charts, and so on and so forth. What we have tried to do is, as we always say, right, is one-stop shop. So in single application or in a single tool, you get all those sets of information, right? So first result, which is RT Industry, it's getting displayed here. The second result is ARENM. Right. So rather than closing this and going to click there, what you can do is you can simply click here and go to the next stock. Right. So this is where the engulfing is. Then you click on the next one, which is Asian Paint. Again, you get the same results. Right. So you don't have to move across tools to see these things. You simply come here, screen, view results and charts, and it's much more simple. Some of you may want to add more indicators for maybe like a EMA 50 or a RSI, for example, right? So what you can do is you can add those things also, and when you navigate, the additional indicators that you have added is retained, and you can continue to navigate with whatever your favorite things are, right? If you have a bigger screen, then you have an option of even fine tuning it to an extent which you are more comfortable, see the results, charts, and so on and so forth, right? So there are a lot of such things which are which is part of it. A very unique feature. When we say unique, now we have a product on Indian market as well as other markets, including US, and more markets are coming. So when we say it's very high-end feature, right, we just don't compare with some of the tools available in India. We also say that these tools is a comparison vis-a-vis some of the global tools or tools available in other markets also, right? Typically a global product now what we are seeing. Okay. So again, for simplicity, right, for some of the new users, when you see what is engulfing, it's a quick revision. We display this particular results here, right? The next is copy CSV Excel, and then a few other things, right? So just look at this. So some of you are very comfortable having the data in your own way. So you may have created certain excellent macros which gives you more information. So what you can do is you can export the data into CSV Excel, copy, print, whatever, for your later reference. So that you can apply other criteria that you may be having apart from this. So that's a convenience feature which is there. We'll take a minute more since we are talking about candlestick, right? So we also have an option of learn. You just go to candlestick out here. You'll see that there are a lot of material written on it with a lot of examples and so on and so forth, and understanding candles. Or you can also go and look at the candlestick patterns which are available in the system. So if you see that these many patterns are available with us, right? Each one of them tells about that how many patterns are there, what is the reliability, how many candles are there, and then you can further drill down. For example, when we drill down into engulfing, then there's a separate material on engulfing with few examples here and there, right? So we go back to our focus area. Right, we go back to our focus area, which is the screener, right? So why we digressed a little bit is, like, some of you may have heard about it and they want to revise those set of information. So there's an tutorial also available here on these things. Then there are few additional things as seen in the slide: add to watch list, portfolio, alert, favorite, fine tune. I will be covering these in later slides. I don't want to give you too much of information in one shot, wherein it becomes a little more confusing. So the idea of this particular session is to give you a quick overview of screeners, how they are arranged, what are the ticks supported, then auto refresh with color coding, green with being the latest added since your last refresh. Then you have backtesting purely for new users, or basically even for pros who may want to try out a different strategy. So try, test before trade, right? That's our basically one of our punchlines. Navigate results and charts, very useful feature. It saves a lot of time. Copy Excel CSV. This is for some of you who may be having their own Excel model where they want to feed in the set of information and do some things more, right? So I think it's pretty much about the pre-created screener. I know I've rushed a little bit more, but the idea was to just give you a quick idea about what those quick features are. And then in coming slides, we'll go to combo screener. Combo screener again is a very interesting thing. If you liked pre-created, I'm pretty sure that you will be very much inclined to look at the combo screener and the coming slides. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this video. I hope that you will find it useful use of your time. Yeah, thank you.